what I've got over here.
All right. Well, I bet y'all thought I forgot about uh, the UV testing spoons, but I haven't. They've been sitting outside in direct sunlight for probably about 80% of the day for a couple of months now. They've experienced hot temperatures, storms, rain, extremely cold temperatures into the teens. So they've had a lot of different things going on with these spoons. So now we're going to see what they look like. So here we have the Alumilite UV. The one on the left was done in open air. The one on the right was done in the water. We will have the Chinese UV. Again, the left was open air, the right was done underwater as far as the curing process. And then we have Solar Res, which was actually, I have them labeled backwards, and I know that because I had it wrote down. So the one on the left was done in open air, the one on the right was done underwater as far as the curing process. So first thing we're going to check is, we're just going to wipe them off with a thumb. We ain't going to sit here and try and clean them or nothing. So let me try and get where it will focus here. Let me zoom in. Ooh, too much zoom in. All right, there we go. Okay, are you going to focus? Quit focusing on my fingers. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. Alrighty. So, as you can see, they're still fairly clear. There's a little bit of a color, I guess you say tarnishing, maybe a little bit of yellowing on the edges. Nothing major. Now I will say the Alumilite, they are cured. It does feel a little bit of like it has a soft give under the fingernail. The fingernail's not digging into it, but it's definitely got a little bit of a give. Now these did not cure all the way, I will say, from the light. Once I took them out of the box, they're still kind of sticky. These didn't cure until I stuck them outside for a day. After a day of sitting outside, that's when the stickiness went away. There is no sticky. I can get my glove over here. I know I usually got a glove, and I did a glove test. You don't hear none of that rubber, catching. But they are a little soft, I guess you would say. I mean, they're still hard, but you can feel a slight give. All right, so now let's go to the Chinese stuff, which was very interesting because I did not expect this result. The Chinese stuff did yellow a lot quicker. It's definitely a lot more seen in person, but you can see it really big around the edges here. But there's definitely, in person, you see a lot of yellowing going on here. Now, I will say this is one of the ones that cured, and I want to say it was a little bit tacky still before it went outside, but it definitely cured better in the sunlight. It definitely doesn't have that give the Alumilite had. It's a lot harder, a lot firmer to the nail. It is resisting my nail getting down in it. And there is no grab. But these definitely cured a lot better in the sunlight. But you can see that there is some yellowing going on. And this is the Solar Res. So this one was the open air. No. Yeah, this one was the open air. Had to make sure because I can see certain things I had wrote down because I know I had these labeled wrong. The Solar Res is nice and firm. Because the top was open air, the bottom on this one was under the water. I do see a lot better gloss with the where it was underwater. But again, that's just my area. But this one's a good hard one as well. It doesn't give under the nail like the Alumilite did. It still feels good and hard. It's not grabbing my nail at all. I'm actually not able to, like the other two, get my nail to dig in and even chirp across it. Which it wasn't scratching the other ones, but my nail was grabbing into it. The Solar Res seems to really, good or bad, it's not grabbing my nail at all. I don't see any yellowing going on. This one is a little bit dirty here. That's because I touched it before I got it outside. The open air for me didn't cure as well as it did when it went outside, but that's my area. The water works really good for curing in my area. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, go back to the UV clear coat video and you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'm really impressed. I don't see any yellowing with the Solar Res. It's a lot firmer under the nail. It's not grabbing my nail. It's not grabbing the glove, which none of them have. This one did cure under the light, but it did cure better underwater for me. So that's the finals of the result. If I had to choose one, I would definitely choose Solar Res. In my area for the results I have. The cheap Chinese stuff, I mean, you can see that there's yellowing compared. Now all epoxies will yellow over time. That's just part of it. Some take longer than others. But the Alumilite, I don't like it because it does grab the nail a little bit. You can see there where my nail is actually grabbing into it. I don't like it. It's just too spongy and too much. It's not, sticky or nothing. It's just too spongy, too soft. The Chinese stuff, I don't like the way it turned in color. If I was to choose, I'd go Solar Res. Just seems like a lot better. And I can't do a durability test really because spoons are not good for durability tests. No matter what you do, stuff doesn't really like to stick to spoons sometimes, depending on who made the spoons and everything. So doing a durability test on spoons, it's just not wise. It won't give you an honest relation to it. But just from this test, to finalize the clear coat thing, if you're going to go UV, I would recommend, my recommendation is look at SolarRes. And this particular one is the SolarRes Diamond. I definitely would recommend going after that. The cheap Chinese stuff, your hobby knockoff stuff, I don't recommend. And the Aluminite, it's okay, but I don't recommend it either. It's just too soft, too much grab. A hook could easily grab into it. It feels like because of how spongy or how soft the clear feels. I mean, it's hard, but I can get it to hold onto my nail, even though it's not scratching it. It can hold onto my nail. So I don't recommend it. The Chinese stuff I don't recommend for fishing lures. I do recommend looking into SolarRes. So that's it. That's the conclusion to the UV portion of the clear coat. Hopefully this helped answer some questions. Hopefully this helped bring some light to it. This is a very unbiased test. These were left out in the weather, untouched. You can see where I screw them into the board. So yeah, that's where we are. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to message me. If you do like my videos, please like, subscribe, and give me some comments. And share this out to folks. Let them see my videos, and let them see what I do. And if y'all have any requests for other testing videos, please let me know. Put it in the comments. I tried my best to read all the comments and reply to all the comments. So I love y'all. I hope this video helped answer some questions, and I will talk to y'all later.